Imagine buying a car today and finding out tomorrow that the brand behind it is quietly packing boxes, turning off the lights, and pretending everything's fine. The first brand on this list looks classy, polished, and expensive. The last one? Let's just say your uncle who swears by it is not ready for the truth. Welcome to Old Man Garage, where we love cars, roast bad decisions, and save you from financial heartbreak. Let's get into it. Now, we're not starting small. We're starting with a brand that once screamed driver's car and now whispers, please lease me. There was a time, and yes, we're talking early 2000s, when Infiniti was that brand. You pulled up in a G35 coupe with a naturally aspirated V6, rear-wheel drive, about 280 horsepower, and suddenly everyone thought you knew how to heel and tow, even if you absolutely didn't. These cars weren't just luxury, they had attitude. They were what you bought when you wanted BMW vibes without BMW repair bills ruining your weekends. Back then, Infiniti was selling performance with a side of reliability. Real engines, real exhaust notes. No fake engine sounds coming through the speakers. Cars like the G37, the FX35, and later the QX80 were bold, loud, and unapologetically thirsty. Some of them struggling to hit 20 miles per gallon on a good day, downhill with a tailwind. But buyers didn't care. Gas was cheaper, miles per gallon mattered more, and Infiniti had an identity. Fast forward to today, and yeah, things went sideways. In 2017, Infiniti sold over 153,000 vehicles in the United States. By 2024, that number collapsed to around 58,000. That's not a dip. That's falling down the stairs while carrying groceries. The lineup? Once full of sedans and coupes that enthusiasts actually talked about, now reduced to a couple of SUVs trying very hard not to look like slightly nicer Nissans. The Q50 sedan? Gone. Production ended quietly, like a show canceled after season 2. The QX50 and QX55? Also gone by 2025. What's left is the QX60 and the QX80. Both fine vehicles, but not exactly setting car forums on fire. And here's where Infiniti really hurt itself. Instead of evolving what worked, sporty sedans with solid engines and sharp handling, they chased trends, soft luxury, generic design, CVT transmissions that everyone politely pretended were fine while secretly Googling Infiniti CVT lawsuit. Reliability took a hit, recalls piled up, and resale values started falling faster than a used luxury sedan with beige interior. Infiniti didn't collapse overnight. It slowly lost its soul. It stopped being driver-focused luxury and became luxury-ish transportation. The kind of car you buy because the lease deal was aggressive, not because your heart said yes. And when a brand loses its heart, buyers notice. Today, Infiniti is shrinking dealer networks, folding into Nissan showrooms, and promising future EVs that may or may not arrive before everyone forgets why they cared in the first place. If you already own one, enjoy it. They're still comfortable, still quick in a straight line, and still decent road trip cars. But if you're thinking long-term ownership, that depreciation curve is steeper than a San Francisco hill. And trust me, if this one surprised you, the next brand is going to make you say, wait, that company too? Quick pause right here. Send this video to that friend who still thinks every luxury badge is a safe bet, and drop a like so the YouTube algorithm doesn't send us straight to the junkyard. Stick around. The next car brand on this list looks strong on the outside. But underneath? Yeah. It's rough. Genesis is that kid who transfers schools, shows up with designer clothes, a brand new haircut, and insists everyone forget they used to ride the bus last year. On paper, Genesis did everything right. Launched as Hyundai's luxury division in the mid-2010s, the goal was simple. German luxury without the German-sized repair bills. Fancy interiors, quilted leather, massive screens, sleek designs, and prices that undercut BMW, Mercedes, and Audi by thousands. And honestly, the cars themselves are good. Sometimes very good. A Genesis G80 with a V6 makes around 375 horsepower, rides smoother than your uncle's recliner, and can still hit over 25 miles per gallon on the highway if you behave. The GV80 SUV looks like it belongs in a rap video in a country club parking lot at the same time. From a pure product standpoint, Genesis nailed it. But luxury isn't just about the car. It's about the vibe. And that's where things got awkward. Luxury buyers don't want to feel like they got a deal. They want to feel like they earned the car. And no matter how many logos Genesis redesigned, people still whispered, "Isn't that just a Hyundai?" That's not fair, but perception matters. A lot. Especially when you're asking $60,000 to $70,000. Sales numbers tell the story. In 2024, Genesis sold around 75,000 vehicles in the United States. Sounds decent, until you realize BMW sold over 370,000, Lexus over 340,000, and Mercedes north of 320,000. Genesis isn't competing, it's surviving in their shadow. Then there's the ownership experience. Luxury buyers expect white glove treatment. Instead, many Genesis models were sold right next to Elantras and Tucsons. Nothing kills a luxury mood faster than waiting for service next to a guy arguing about an oil change coupon. Reliability didn't help either. In 2022, Genesis recalled multiple models due to fuel pump failures that could cause sudden stalling. Not exactly what you want when you're cruising in your executive sedan. Their EVs, like the GV60 and electric G80, were recalled for power loss issues. When your electric luxury car randomly decides it's had enough for the day, confidence disappears fast. Speaking of EVs, Genesis's electric dream is already wobbling. The electric G80, discontinued. Reports suggest the G70 sedan and electric GV70 may be next on the chopping block. That's a problem, because shrinking lineups make buyers nervous, and nervous buyers don't sign long leases. Add rising tariffs, imported parts, higher prices, and suddenly, Genesis isn't the smart luxury alternative anymore. It's just another expensive car trying to justify itself. Resale values are already taking hits, and long-term ownership is starting to feel like a gamble. Genesis isn't dead, not yet. But it's walking a very thin line between becoming a true luxury contender and becoming a cautionary tale they'll talk about on car forums in 10 years. And if this brand already made you raise an eyebrow, the next one is going to hurt, because it used to be pure class, pure heritage, and pure cool. Stay with Old Man Garage, because the next badge on this list used to mean everything. Jaguar, the brand that used to make you feel like James Bond even if you were just driving to Target. There was a time when owning a Jaguar meant something. Long hoods, short trunks, elegant lines, and engines that sounded like they had opinions. Jaguars weren't about numbers. They weren't about 0 to 60 times or fuel economy, which, by the way, was usually terrible. Some older V8 Jaguars struggled to hit 15 miles per gallon, and nobody cared. You bought one because life is short and gas stations exist. Fast forward to today, and Jaguar looks confused. Very confused. By 2024, Jaguar's lineup in the United States was basically hanging by a thread. The XE, gone. The XF, gone. The F-Type sports car, discontinued, which should be illegal. The I-Pace electric SUV, pulled. The E-Pace, also gone. What's left? The F-Pace SUV, one model, one. That's not a lineup. That's a cry for help. Jaguar bet everything on a massive rebrand and an all-electric future. Sounds bold, right? Except there's a tiny problem. The new EVs aren't arriving until around 2026. That means dealers are sitting around selling almost nothing. You can't survive in the car business on "trust us, it'll be cool later." And the rebrand? Oh boy. They ditched the iconic leaping cat logo, one of the most recognizable symbols in automotive history, and replaced it with something that looks like it came free with a startup pitch deck. The internet was not kind. Longtime fans were furious. New buyers were confused. And within months, the CEO stepped down. That's never a good sign. Reliability didn't help Jaguar's case either. Historically, Jaguars have always been beautiful but fragile, like a supermodel who refuses to drink water. Repair data reflects that. Jaguar consistently ranks near the bottom in reliability studies, and resale values show it. Luxury buyers don't mind paying more up front, but they hate surprises after the warranty expires. Right now, Jaguar is being financially carried by Land Rover, which is selling SUVs like hotcakes. Without Land Rover, Jaguar would already be in very serious trouble. And even with that support, the future is uncertain. If the upcoming EVs fail to impress, Jaguar risks becoming a brand people talk about in the past tense. This isn't a case of Jaguar being outdated. It's a case of Jaguar abandoning what made it special before it had something better ready. Heritage is powerful, but only if you respect it. And trust me, if you think losing this legend is bad, the next brand on this list is going to make you question how a company with a loyal fan base and strong sales can still be in deep trouble. Quick reminder. Leave a like if you've ever wanted a Jaguar but were scared of the repair bill, and send this video to that friend who says they don't make them like they used to. Up next, a brand that once ruled rally stages and suburban driveways, and somehow managed to lose both. There was a time, early 2000s, fast and loud, when Mitsubishi was absolutely everywhere. If you liked rally racing, turbo noises, and spoilers the size of picnic tables, Mitsubishi was your brand. The Lancer Evolution wasn't just a car, it was a personality trait. All-wheel drive, turbocharged four-cylinder engines pushing close to 300 horsepower, manual transmissions, and fuel economy that hovered around 20 miles per gallon if you drove like a normal human being, which nobody did. Mitsubishi stood for affordable performance and rugged reliability. The Montero was a serious off-road SUV before overlanding became an Instagram personality. This brand had street cred and substance. Then, it all slowly unraveled. In 2002, Mitsubishi sold roughly 345,000 vehicles in the United States. Fast forward to 2024, and that number collapsed to around 86,000. That's not a slump. That's falling off a cliff and asking for a ladder halfway down. Today's Mitsubishi lineup looks nothing like its glory days. No Evo, no serious performance car, just a thin selection of crossovers and SUVs aimed at budget buyers who mostly say, well, it was cheaper. And when your biggest selling point is it was cheaper, you're already in trouble. To make matters worse, Mitsubishi got hit hard by new tariffs in 2025. Thousands of vehicles were stuck at ports, deliveries slowed, and prices went up. That's brutal for a brand whose core audience is extremely price-sensitive. When your buyers are counting every dollar, even a small price hike feels like a betrayal. Now, Mitsubishi still has a reputation for reliability. And to be fair, many of their engines are solid. But ownership hasn't been flawless. CVT transmission issues, suspension problems, engine stalling, and electrical gremlins have popped up across multiple models. Not catastrophic for everyone, but enough to scare buyers and crush resale values. And let's not forget the scandals. In the early 2000s, Mitsubishi was caught covering up mechanical defects. Then again in 2016, they were busted falsifying fuel economy data on over 625,000 vehicles. That second scandal was devastating. Executives resigned, police got involved, lawsuits followed, and the company's market value was sliced in half like a bad track day tire. The collapse was so severe that Nissan had to step in and buy a controlling stake just to keep Mitsubishi alive. That alone tells you how bad things got. Today, Mitsubishi feels like a brand without a clear mission. It's not sporty anymore, it's not truly premium, and it's barely budget. The badge still carries memories, but the cars don't live up to them. And buyers know it. If you already own one, it'll probably get you from point A to point B just fine. But if you're thinking about buying one new, that depreciation curve is aggressive. Like, new phone loses value the moment you open the box, aggressive. And if this one felt disappointing, brace yourself. Because the next brand on this list was once the backbone of American families. There was a time when Chrysler wasn't just a car brand. It was American automotive DNA. This company gave us the first production Hemi V8, engines that drank fuel like it was a patriotic duty and still made everyone smile. Chrysler literally invented the minivan, an entire segment. Soccer moms, road trips, family vacations, all of it traces back here. Back in 2005, Chrysler sold over 640,000 vehicles in the United States. That's huge. That's relevance. That's a brand people trusted. Fast forward to 2024, and sales dropped to under 125,000 units. That's not a decline. That's an identity crisis with wheels. Today, Chrysler's lineup is painfully thin. The Chrysler 300, the last car that actually felt like Chrysler, was discontinued in 2023. Long hood, rear-wheel drive, optional V8, fuel economy somewhere around 18 miles per gallon if you behaved. It wasn't perfect, but it had presence. And now it's gone. What's left? The Pacifica minivan. That's it. One real consumer model holding the entire brand together like duct tape on a cracked bumper. And while the Pacifica isn't terrible, decent tech, plug-in hybrid option, reasonable comfort, it's getting outclassed fast. The Toyota Sienna offers better reliability and fuel economy. The Honda Odyssey is still a rock-solid family hauler. The Kia Carnival looks better and feels more modern, and sales reflect that. Pacifica sales dropped around 11% in 2024 alone. Chrysler also teased a comeback. Remember the Airflow EV? Sleek design, modern interior, big promises. Then Stellantis quietly canceled it mid-development because it was too expensive and already outdated. That's never reassuring. When your future gets canceled before it arrives, buyers lose confidence fast. And here's the scary part. Stellantis leadership openly warned that some of its brands may not survive past 2026. Chrysler is very much on that list. Limited lineup, declining sales, shrinking dealer presence, none of that screams long-term stability. For owners, this is where things hurt. When brands disappear, resale values collapse, parts availability becomes uncertain, dealership support dries up. Suddenly, that great deal doesn't feel so great anymore. Chrysler didn't fail because Americans stopped buying cars. It failed because it stopped giving people reasons to buy their cars. Innovation slowed, identity faded, and the market moved on. And if you think that's bad, the next brand is going to shock you because it's still selling like crazy. You see them everywhere, and yet behind the scenes, things are not good. Not good at all. Quick reminder, leave a like if your family ever owned a Chrysler minivan, and send this video to that friend who still thinks Chrysler is making a comeback any day now. Up next, the brand that proves sales numbers don't always mean safety. Yes, Nissan. And before you say no way, hear me out. For decades, Nissan was a global powerhouse. This brand meant innovation, durability, and cars that just refused to die. They gave us legends. The GT-R, a supercar slayer with 600 horsepower and the subtlety of a brick through a window. The Frontier, a mid-sized truck that hasn't changed much in years because, honestly, it didn't need to. The Altima and Maxima, everywhere, all the time, burning regular gas and surviving abuse that would kill lesser sedans. In 2024 alone, Nissan sold over 865,000 vehicles in the United States. On the surface, that sounds amazing. That sounds healthy. That sounds safe. But inside the company, absolute chaos. Globally, Nissan's sales collapsed from about 5.8 million vehicles in 2017 to roughly 3.3 million in 2024. That's a massive drop. Operating profits fell around 90% in a single year, and the company reported losses of roughly $4.5 billion. That's not tightening the belt money. That's turning off the lights in half the house money. Models are disappearing fast. The Maxima, once Nissan's flagship sedan with a V6 pushing around 300 horsepower and fuel economy in the mid-20s, was discontinued in 2023. The Altima is rumored to be next. Sedan buyers are vanishing, and Nissan doesn't have a strong answer ready. EVs were supposed to be the future. Remember the Leaf? Nissan was early, too early, and then they stalled. The Aria EV, pulled from several markets. 2 upcoming electric projects for the US were canceled outright. At a time when competitors are doubling down on EV strategy, Nissan is hitting pause with no clear plan forward. And then there's leadership. In 2018, former CEO Carlos Ghosn was arrested for financial misconduct, accused of hiding millions and misusing company assets. That scandal rocked Nissan to its core. Trust between partners collapsed. The alliance with Renault became strained. Confidence evaporated. In 2024, Nissan even attempted a merger with Honda. Talks failed when Honda demanded full control. Since then, Nissan has been openly searching for partners. Internal reports suggest the company has roughly 12 to 14 months to secure major investment before things get really ugly. That's the scary part. Nissan isn't struggling because people stopped buying their cars. It's struggling because it lost direction, no clear identity, no strong EV roadmap. Aging platforms, CVT transmissions that still make mechanics sigh deeply. If Nissan pulls it together, they might survive. They've done it before. But if they don't, owners will feel it first through resale values, long-term support, and uncertainty. And that's the big takeaway from this entire list. When automakers collapse, executives leave with golden parachutes. Factories shut down quietly. The real cost lands on owners, on people who trusted the badge. So before you buy, lease, or finance your next car, do your homework, because a car should be freedom, not a long-term financial headache. This is Old Man Garage, where we love cars, laugh at bad decisions, and try to save you from making one yourself. Now tell me in the comments, which brand shocked you the most? And send this video to that friend who defends their car brand like it's a sports team. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.